Hi, Facebook Live. This is Bridget Quigg, and I'm going to read some of my book today. Your Intuitive, a guidebook for hearing your inner wisdom. A little signature thing there from me. And, they're telling me things, but I don't need to know them. And so I'm just going to read the first chapter because that sounds fun. I published this book in July of 2021 on Amazon. I wrote the whole thing. So I'm going to create a little video series so everybody can hear it. And if you're watching, how fun. I don't know if you are. I've never done this before. All right. Welcome. That's the first chapter, just says welcome. Hi, you're here. And in fact, I'm going to read it off my computer just so it's a lot easier. Hi, you're here. I'm so glad. You're in the right place. This workbook will walk you on a path straight to the future. Intuition is the future. I hope you engage, stay open-minded, and appreciate what comes up for you. Why I care. I flunked out of medical school when I was 23. I tried very hard to get there, really hard, because I was forcing myself through the experience rather than listening to my body's thousands of signals begging me to do anything else. I ended up sick, like I can't poop, I'm having seizures, I'm fatigued beyond help, and my brain doesn't work. Sick. I failed my anatomy and physiology final because despite having spent every drop of energy I had studying the night before, I had seizures that morning that fried my brain. Instead of drawing the female reproductive system, I drew a cow skeleton head with floating flower petal ears drifting on thin strings to either side. Then I cried and walked out of the room. My professor followed me out of the room, yelled at me, spitting mad. He was Austrian, and there was a lot of spit. The whole experience was demoralizing, like so many at that time. Med school was my high point to fall from. Within 1 week of leaving school, I took a job at a Mexican restaurant a block away that served black or pinto beans to my former classmates. I felt exhausted, embarrassed, relieved to be out of school, ashamed to be out of school, lost, and unsure if my body would ever work again. By bumping my rump on the runway of life repeatedly during this time, I noticed I had options. As a master S of following societal norms for approval and achievement, give me a rule and I'd nail it, I'd ignored my inner voice my entire life. In this moment of immense difficulty, I learned that my inner knowing was actually the one information source that helped me feel better. It was my ticket out of misery. Now, millions of brave, honest, true to me decisions later, I bring you what I've learned. My brain is back online, I can eat food and digest it, and I have the energy to write this book. I want you to know that you can use your inner knowings to improve your life. How? So many ways, and you're going to figure them out. Your wishes are in your heart. I hope to help you hear them. Intuition is hip. We used to get picked on for using phrases like I feel like or I don't feel like rather than I think or I believe. Well, no more. It turns out that being in touch with what you feel you would or would not like is very healthy and empowering. You will look better, feel better, and never grow old on an emotional level. The world is complicated, but your response to it actually doesn't need to be. You can feel very clearly how you would like to react to what is going on around you. Following your intuition makes your life very simple. It takes a bit of practice and a lot of bravery, but it's yours for the taking. A life that suits you, a life you own with clarity. That's what intuition can give. You are intuitive. Everyone is massively intuitive and capable of hearing themselves. It's a skill you are likely trained out of but can now reclaim. You must consciously decide to pursue your intuition for it to really get cooking. It wants to be at a full rolling boil all the time, so give it the heat of your attention. I feel safe in every moment because of my intuition. I can calm down and tune into it to decide on anything I feel wobbly about. Does this flight feel right? This relationship? This sandwich? It all matters when it feels like it does. That sandwich selection may come up in a conversation that leads to your next career move. Get the egg salad. You want it. You can trust your intuition fully. It's on your side. It is rooting for you. It picks up on clues and leads you to life experiences that are well beyond what your thinking mind can concoct. As Albert Einstein, a fervent proponent of intuition, once said, The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Quick start. Before we get into more and far fancier ways of sensing your intuition, I'm going to offer you two of the quickest tricks in the book. This book specifically. Are you feeling it? A beau I dated for a very long time had to adjust to this woman in his life, me, who felt her intuitive feelings very sharply and clearly. He kind of got it. He sort of understood what I was about and in many ways helped me bring forth and honor these feelings when I was stuck with fear drowning them out. For example, one night a friend invited me to a barbecue after work. I live in Seattle, where it stays light in the spring and summer, and we have this thing called sunlight appear, and everyone has barbecues. Everyone. They are nonstop. You want to go to all of them because the rest of the year you'll be sitting inside watching raindrops hit your window after falling from a darkened sky. Sad, I know, but it also soothes. One Thursday night in June, during a strenuous work week, I received my invitation to this evening barbecue, and it included out-of-town musicians gathering for a jam. Plus, the host cooked well. Plus, sun. But I felt tired. I didn't actually want to go, though my logical brain had me FOMOing and worrying I couldn't say no. In particular, I would let down my friend, who was hoping I'd be there. Oh, the stress. In steps the boyfriend, who says, "Bridge, I don't think you're feeling it. I mean, you're either feeling it or you're not feeling it. It's okay to say no." My life changed in that moment. He was right. He'd been listening to me for a while and had now boiled my many moments of, quote, tuning in down to a simple phrase. Are you feeling it or are you not feeling it? When life decisions are addressed this simply, we often know the answer. It's not asking for all the great pro or con reasons listed on two sides of a sheet of paper. There may be one pro that simply matters most to you. And this simple approach tosses out the, yeah, but excuses on why you should or shouldn't do something. It's just simply, are you feeling it? And the way you feel about it has everything to do with whether it helps you feel happy, healthy, whole, and complete. I didn't go to the party and had the best relief from that decision. My body felt calmer. We'll get into many more ways to feel things or not, but on some level, you likely know what this wise man was saying. So first tip, ask yourself the feeling it question. Then ideally have the bravery to express and do what you want to do. Love versus fear. Another quick tip for you beginning intuitive path livers is to sense whether an idea is coming from love or fear. Not love for the world or fear for children in a faraway land. This is self-love I'm talking about. This is personal bravery. Put your hand on your heart, breathe a bit, and see if the idea fits behind your hand in your heart or not. Love feels expansive and brings deep breaths, feelings of relief, tingles, and enthusiasm. Fear stops our breathing, leaves us sad or disappointed, tightens our muscles, and feels heavy. So go for self-love however you can, and you'll find the world tosses you more ways to feel that tingly relief. Oh, she wants to love herself. Well, shoot, we can help with that. Also, I'm talking about fear that stops you from loving yourself. Making a careful choice can be very self-loving. Caution is a guidepost. It's different from the fear that blocks you from going for what you want. Desire. Desire is good. Because of romance novel covers and not nice ways some people have behaved, desire has a sullied reputation. But I would like you to consider this concept. Desire rocks. Desire tells you your inner wish. It's energizing. It goes forward. It repairs. It grows. It can destroy. It does whatever it needs to do to make your path more ideal for you. Desire is specific. You'll want the yellow cashmere sweater with the boat neck, while someone else will want the light blue hoodie that has radness written across it, and you'll be in disbelief that what you desire is not what they desire. But that's how desire works. Desire is specific. It's wonderfully accurate. It's just for you. I didn't want to go to med school. I wanted to feel safe, have a successful career, help people, use my mind, and have lots of options for new experiences for learning and growth. But every step on the way to med school felt uncomfortable. What did suit me was writing, languages, communication, comedy, performance, music, and general silliness. My mouth waters at all of those possibilities. That's desire. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, desire actually is one of the great clarifiers. Following it makes you a happier, kinder, healthier person. Following it also takes bravery and confidence. I once shaved my head, and I had a lot of hair. No one understood why, and I really didn't either, but it felt amazing. I had to do it, and it made me feel better when I was very sick. Good enough for me. Messages just get louder. I stopped eating gluten, mostly, in 2009. Feel free to poke fun and offer me flapjacks and call me a hippie. By the way, this was before getting off gluten was hip. I caught the wave early. Why? My sister is a psychic, intuitive woo-woo goddess who should live in a cave surrounded by dripping candles, wearing a sheet, and telling her messengers what to tell the outside world about upcoming weather and world events. She's like that. She doesn't like normal life. So, in typical Annie the Intuitive fashion, she started telling me sometime in 2006 that I should stop eating gluten. She had a feeling it would make me feel better. I was constantly stretching and exercising because my whole body ached. I figured I could yoga it all away, or maybe if my jobs were less stressful, it would stop. I was a whole wheat tortilla, noodle, bread, cereal eating person, and I couldn't imagine life without those, quote, healthy items. Then one night I went to bed in tears because my joints hurt so much. I remember rubbing my sternum and praying for help. I hurt. The next night at Christmas Eve dinner, my rad cousin Kristen said, "Hey Bridget, you should try cutting out gluten." I did, and I feel so much better. What did I do? I cut out gluten. My oracle sister had been saying this to me for 3 years, but for some reason, Kristen cut through the haze. Within 24 hours, my pain disappeared. Gone, done. Miracle relief. The universe couldn't get me to listen to Annie, so they sent another messenger. They say you can ask for what you want, but then you have to listen for the answer. I mean, 3 years isn't that slow. I'm much faster now. I ask and listen constantly. Some things still take a while. The answer can just feel too difficult, like cutting off all your hair or removing a major food source. Be receptive. You receive the answer. Receive. Okay? You allow it into your life. You notice it. Conjuring is different from receiving. Receiving is pure guidance. Conjuring is a desperate, forced, worrisome effort to make an answer appear. Come on, come on, come on. I need to know. Answers come in time. Time is infinite, kind of. Ask a physicist. What I'm suggesting is a receptive state that allows for any inspiration to come along and move you forward. Here's a fun fact. Ancient Greek playwrights would be inspired by their muses. They were straight up bossed around by them. There were many muses, and the writers simply brought through to earth what their muses had to share. If the play stunk and everyone left at halftime, it wasn't the playwright's fault. None of the play's plot came from the playwright. That brave human just channeled the words, as received. Also, can everyone calm down and remember that it's called intermission? Really though, imagine if all your thoughts were received and channeled from another source. All of them. Where do thoughts come from anyways? Prolonged silence. Exactly. Purple noodle monsters, muses, Allah, Yahweh, neurotransmitters, spirit guides. That's not a topic for me to help you sort through here, but you have to admit that whatever answer you have is pretty tough to back up with hard evidence. I say just appreciate whatever makes sense to you and enjoy that loving brilliance as it comes through. That was chapter 1 of Your Intuitive, a guidebook for hearing your inner wisdom that you can get on Amazon if you would like to have your own copy. And thank you for spending time with me today. That was fun. And I'm not sure how to turn it off, but I'm going to figure it out, and then we're all going to get along. Oh, there we go. Bye.